നമ്മൾ എന്താ ചെയ്യേണ്ടതെന്ന് വെച്ച് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ when you cover history, solve maximum questions, previous year questions from prelims perspective, mains perspective, both prelims, mains, solve maximum questions and learn the history, which will be much more helpful for you, and 100% it would be exam oriented. Now let's have a look into this. 2025 they asked a question. The question was very simple. What was that? Ashokan inscription suggests that Pradeshika, Rajuga, Yukta were important officers at the what level? So this is very, very critical that when you study the history, especially the Mauryan Empire, they ask you about different sources. UPSC Arthashastra Chodichitunde, other endana. I mean, what it talks about this Mauryan administration, Mauryan state, Mauryan economy, slavery. They already asked about Arthashastra. So they will ask you about the sources. They will ask you about this central administration and this provincial administration. Central administration, provincial administration, which is important for you. Again, they will ask you questions about this Ashoka's Dhamma. This concept is again very important. Again, they can ask questions which is related to Mauryan art and architecture. Mauryan art and architecture. Then they would ask questions related to the socio-economic, cultural terminology. Okay, so the terms which is, terms which are related to this, social aspect, cultural aspect, economic, administrative aspects of this Mauryan Empire. Okay, so this is the way. Always have an exam orientation. നിങ്ങൾ എന്ത് പഠിക്കുമ്പോഴും exam requirements മനസ്സിലാക്കി പഠിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ things will be much easier for you. Each reading would be a revision for you. Okay, so this is the question. Based on this, നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം? The related areas we have to cover. For example, central administration. What are the important designations, officers in the central level? You see, there is Mandrin, that is Mandri Parishad or Council of Ministers that assist the king. Am I right? Then there is a concept Amatyas are there. Amatyas are the highest civil servants. They are at highest administrative officers, civil servants in the highest offices. See, I mean, officials entrusted with executive administrative duties. Adhikshas എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്താണ്? Superintendents ആണ്. ഓരോ ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റിനും ഓരോ സൂപ്രിണ്ടന്റ് ഉണ്ട്. For example, commerce department is there, mines department is there, trade department is there. Okay, salt manufacturing is there. So each department, each superintendent. So superintendent is called the Adhikshas. Then Samaharta is the chief collector of revenue, supervised taxation and tribute. Sannidatha is the treasurer, custodian of state treasury and the storehouses. So these are some important terms related to, or administrative offices related to central administration. Some important offices in the central administrative level. Now coming to provincial administration, local administration, some terms are there. Adendakiyana? Some terms are there. What are they? Kumaramatyas are, yes, they are royal princes, crown princes or royal princes, governors in charge of the provinces. അതായത് ഈ എന്താ പറയാ, വലിയ provincesന്റെ governors ആയിരിക്കും കുമാരമത്യാസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. Okay, the royal princes. Okay, now see, Rajugas are district officers. Rajugas are district officers with the judicial administrative powers, granted powers to reward or punish. Pradeshikas, officials who tour the district to inspect administration and hear grievances. Okay, they are top level officers in the district administration. Then under them, Yuktas are the record keepers and subordinate officers at the district level. Yuktas are subordinate to both Pradeshikas and Rajugas. Appo Pradeshika, Rajugas, Yuktas എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്നത് ആരാണ്? Yes, district level officers. These are district level officers. Okay. Gramika is village headman responsible for law and order, tax collection at village level. So these are some officers. These are some officers in the Mauryan provincial and local administration. Now this question is answerable. These Pradeshika, Rajuga, Yukta, they are important officers at provincial level, district level, or this central administration. Which level? District level. District level. I said it. You see, Rajugas, district officers. Okay, Pradeshikas, officials who tour the district, again district administration. Yuktas, record keepers and subordinate officers at the district level. All these are at the district level officers. Am I right? So similar way, There is a question, just look into this. Which of the following can be inferred about the Mauryan economy? A question which is about the Mauryan. This is a model question only. This is not PYQ question. PYQ questions, rest of them we will solve in the end of the session. Look into this. What can be inferred from Mauryan economy? ഈ യു പി സി ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസിന്റെ പ്രത്യേകത എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ നമ്മൾ ചിന്തിപ്പിക്കുന്ന ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആണ്. ബേസിക് കോൺസെപ്റ്റൽ ക്ലാരിറ്റി ഉള്ള ആർക്കും ആൻസർ ചെയ്യാവുന്ന ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആണ് ഇത്. ഇഫ് യു നോ ദ ബേസിക്സ് ഓഫ് എക്കണോമി, ദിസ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഈസ് ആൻസറബിൾ. Sorna, see, fundamental thing. If you know the basics, this is answerable. Just look into the first statement. Presence of punchmark to coins indicate monetized to trade. Presence of coins, currency, monetization of economy. Okay. Guild suggests organized production and commerce. You know, guild is a trade union, merchants or cooperative setup. So obviously it will monitor organized production and commerce, of course. Then state monopoly over resources show a mixed economy with regulation. Yes, state enjoyed a monopoly over certain departments or certain areas. Certain areas are privatized. State has monopoly over certain huge income generating areas, or certain areas are, you know, they are privatized. So it is indicating a mixed economy. So if you know the basics of mixed economy, if you have some basics of this monetization of economy, okay, this is answerable. All the three statements are correct here. All the three statements are correct here. First, second, third, all the three are correct here. So I will go for C, 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So with the basic economic knowledge I answered, or basics of economy I know, then this question answer I know. Okay. There is a question, Ashoka's Dhamma is often compared with the modern welfare state policies. Another question. See, Ashoka's Dhamma is often compared with the state welfare state policies. He banned all animal sacrifices completely. Some extreme words are used here. Just look into the, I suspect this, all. You know, there I get a word, all, there I get a word, completely. Even I myself doubt the authenticity of the statement, because there is no need for using all, completely, etc. in the same sentence. Okay, so here the problem is he banned all animal sacrifices completely. I have some doubts regarding this. But at the same time, animal sacrifices are banned. Animal sacrifices are banned. Okay, let me check. Second statement, he promoted planting of trees, digging of wells and medical facilities for human and animals. Okay. Then he made Buddhism the compulsory state religion for security. Now here the problem is, the question is asking me one thing. What is the question asking me? Ashoka's Dhamma is often compared with the modern welfare state policies. So comparing with the modern welfare state policies, which of them is correct or which of them is matching? That is the only one I am supposed to pick. Maybe the first statement is absolutely correct only. Okay, since the completely all is used, that doesn't mean that that will go wrong always. Maybe he banned all animal sacrifices completely, maybe true. But my question is whether this is the statement which justifies modern welfare state policies or not. Or with this particular point, can you compare his Dhamma with the modern welfare policies? The question is asking, Ashoka's Dhamma is often compared with the modern welfare policies. So complete banning on animal sacrifices, do you think that it is something matching with the modern welfare policies? Okay, maybe it is partially explaining, but it is not wholly explaining the modern welfare policies. Okay, look into the next one. He promoted planting of trees, digging of wells and medical facilities for humans and animals. That is something connected with the modern good governance or modern welfare policies, state welfare policies. Am I right? That is more matchable. Comparing with the first statement, this is more matchable. Third statement, he made Buddhism the compulsory state religion for security. He never made Buddhism a compulsory state religion. Even his Dhamma is not a sectarian, it is not a religious idea. It was a code of conduct. It was a code of conduct. Okay, in that scenario, the problem is that, yes, the only statement which matches the so-called concept modern welfare policies, you know, Ashoka's Dhamma is equal to modern welfare policies. In that scenario, I can go for the second one only. Am I right? I will go for the second one only. Now, again, see, because 1 and 2 option, it's not showing here. No 1 and 2 option is here. Again, see, Which of the following statements about Arthashastra Indica are correct? There is a comparison between different sources. One is Indian sources, other is foreign. One is prescriptive, another is descriptive. Okay. See, Arthashastra gives detailed instructions on espionage and military organization, while Indica provides ethnographic observations about Indian social practices. See, you must understand that one is a manual on governance, one is a manual or guidelines on this, welfare governance, economy, military administration, spy system, etc. So this Arthashastra mostly kind of a, a prescriptive kind of, manual or a test, which is giving the guidelines. Okay, what are the guidelines for a welfare state, or what are the guidelines for proper military administration, what are the welfare for this economic administration management, etc. But on the other side, Indica is, that is a kind of descriptive test, or that is a descriptive, that is giving description on this Pataliputra or this Megasthenes state. Here he is describing the socio-economic, cultural, or maybe these urban conditions of Pataliputra. Okay, so in that scenario, the first statement is correct here. The first statement is correct, because Arthashastra is, giving guidelines on a welfare state, how to rule the state, the duties of the king, or what are the, principles for, better economic administration, better military administration. Okay, so it is a prescriptive nature of this, textbook, and this Indica is a descriptive nature of. So you just keep in the mind these two keywords. One is prescriptive and another is descriptive. Got the point, na? Okay, fine. Now coming to the fact, first statement is correct. If first statement is correct, you can just come up to this answer point. Okay, whichever is not having this one, you will eliminate it. So C is eliminated. They are asking for the correct statement. C is eliminated because you know that first statement is correct. So you have to choose an option which must have this statement one. Am I right? Okay, going to the second one. Both the state test explicitly mention Mauryan capital Pataliputra and describes its fortifications. You must understand that Megasthenes Indica is descriptive. It describes all its urbanization, its defense system, its fortification, social conditions, economic conditions, etc. But Arthashastra is not that. Arthashastra is not descriptive textbook. You got the point, na? So that is why I eliminated this one. Then see, Indica refers to the caste system in terms unfamiliar to Indian test, while Arthashastra treats social divisions primarily from this angle of this administration and taxation. That is correct only. Okay, here Indica gives a kind of this casted system which is similar to this Greek or maybe this Roman society. But here you see that the Chaturvarna system he couldn't identify. He talks about that particular 7 division society, and also he is of the opinion that slavery is absent here. So here the third statement is correct. Indica refers to caste system in terms of unfamiliar to Indian test, while Arthashastra treats social divisions primarily from angle of this administration and taxation. Okay, so I will go for this 1 and 3 only. 1 and 3 only. Now look into these rocketics, royal instructions, moral principles. Arthashastra, manual of economy and administration. Indica, foreign account on this Mauryan polity and society. Junagadh inscriptions, Ashoka's victory over Kalinga. What all the pairs are matching here? UPSC usually give two, what is called a pair type questions, that 3 rows, 2 rows, 3 rows types, match the pair questions they ask. So here you see there is a question, rocketics, royal instructions, moral principles. Is it true? Ashoka's rock inscriptions are there, pillar inscriptions are there, cave inscriptions are there. Rock inscriptions, royal instructions, moral principles. Is that true? Yes, that is true. That is true. It is not describing about his wives and children. It is not describing about his, honeymoon trips and all. It is about the royal principles, what all the things the people must follow, and about the principles of Dhamma. Am I right? Now, Arthashastra, manual of economy and administration. Of course, it is a manual, prescriptive in nature. It is a manual on economy and administration. Indica, foreign account on Mauryan polity and society, which is also true. Here the foreign ambassador, who is the author? Megasthenes, Greek ambassador to the court of Chandragupta Maurya, and his work is called Indica, which is about this Mauryan polity society. Junagadh inscription, Ashoka's victory over Kalinga. This idea you should have. Junagadh inscription is not connecting with Ashoka. This is connecting with the Rudradaman, Shaga ruler Rudradaman. Rudradaman, he is a Shaga ruler. Shaga ruler is, it's a post-Mauryan ruler. This is post-Mauryan ruler. Okay, Shagas, they ruled the Gujarat areas and this, certain those areas and all. So anyway, Rudradaman, he repaired that particular Sudarshana lake that was originally built by Chandragupta Maurya. Okay, so Junagadh inscription is talking about a Rudradaman, not about Ashoka. So you must have an idea of various inscriptions, For example, there is Hathigumba inscription which talks about Odisha, Kalinga ruler Karavela. Uttaramerur inscriptions, that is about imperial Cholas. Allahabad inscription, that is about this, that contains inscriptions of Ashoka, Samudragupta, Harshavardhana, different peoples. Okay, so similar way, the inscriptions and attributed to which rulers of ancient history, medieval history, that idea also you should have. You will learn accordingly, simultaneously. So 1, 2, 3 is matching here. I will go for 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, A is the answer. A is the answer. Moving on to the next question. Yeah, centralized monarchy, offices like Rajugas, Mahamathas, and edicts spread across the subcontinent. Yes, what can be the logical inference from this description? Can you say? What can be logically inferred from this description? There is centralized monarchy, Mauryan monarchy, centralized monarchy. Officers like Rajugas, Mahamathas, etc., they are taking care of this people's welfare and this law and order, everything. There is edicts spread across the subcontinent. What is the logical inference from these 3 points here? One point is, it was a highly decentralized polity. A centralized monarchy, does it mean that it is decentralized? No. So that is contradictory. It attempted uniform control and communication across the empire. Wait, it had a centralized administrative structure. It was based entirely on tribal assemblies. This is also, out of context. I eliminated. Now what is left with me is B and C. What will be your answer? C means it had a centralized administrative structure. That is fine. But the question is that, what is the purpose of edicts spread across the subcontinent? Edicts എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഈ പറയുന്ന ഇൻസ്ക്രിപ്ഷൻസ് ഉണ്ടല്ലോ, പില്ലറിൽ കൊത്തിവെച്ചിരിക്കുന്ന ലൈക്ക് ഇൻസ്ക്രിപ്ഷൻസ്, കേവ്, റോക്ക് എഡിക്സ്, ഇതൊക്കെ ഹൈവേസിലും ഓരോരോ പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട ഗേറ്റ് വേസിലൊക്കെ സ്ഥാപിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നു. അതെന്തിനു വേണ്ടിയിട്ടായിരിക്കും? അപ്പം കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ്. അപ്പൊ ഇതില് ശരിക്കും നിങ്ങൾ കൺഫ്യൂസ്ഡ് ആവും. കാരണം സെൻട്രലൈസ്ഡ് മൊണാർക്കി ആൻഡ് ഇതെല്ലാം പറയുമ്പോൾ സെൻട്രലൈസ്ഡ് അഡ്മിനിസ്ട്രേഷൻ ഉള്ള പോയിന്റ് വരുള്ളൂ. പക്ഷെ ഒന്നുകൂടി ശ്രദ്ധിക്കുക, എഡിക്ട് സ്പ്രെഡ് അക്രോസ് ദ സബ് കോണ്ടിനെന്റ് ഒരു പ്രോപ്പർ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ്. ശരിയല്ലേ? രാജാവിന്റെ ആദേശങ്ങളും നിർദ്ദേശങ്ങളും എല്ലാവരും പാലിച്ചിരിക്കണം. അപ്പൊ പ്രോപ്പർ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷനും എല്ലാവരിലേക്ക് എത്താൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ്. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനെ നോക്കുമ്പോൾ ഇതിൽ ഏറ്റവും മാച്ച് ആയിട്ടുള്ളത് അറ്റംപ്റ്റഡ് യൂണിഫോം കൺട്രോൾ ആൻഡ് യുവർ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ അക്രോസ് ദ എംപയർ. അതായിരിക്കും. അതിൽ രണ്ടും ഉണ്ട്. That is the most matchable choice. Okay. So the problem with many aspirants is that UPSC prelims questions in the pratyekada ഒന്നിൽ കൂടുതൽ ആൻസേഴ്സിന് ഒരേപോലത്തെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കുറെ മാച്ചബിൾ ആയിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് തോന്നാം. പക്ഷെ അതിൽ ഏറ്റവും ബെസ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ളത് പിക്ക് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് നമ്മുടെ ഉത്തരവാദിത്തം. You got the point, na? Fine. If Chandragupta Maurya ended his life at Shravanabelagola observing Sandara, which religion must have influenced him in later years? This way also you can expect a question. So what is, Sandara or Sallegana, ഏത് റിലീജിയന്റെ ഭാഗമായിട്ടുള്ള വിശ്വാസമാണ്? Fast unto death, which is Jainism, obvious. Okay, this is Jainism. You must know it is Jainism. Then, if Mauryan Empire declined soon after Ashoka's death, what is the most plausible inference? Ashoka's successors lacked his authority and administrative grip. Centralized polity strengthened the local rulers permanently. Foreign invasions had no role. Mauryan Empire became stronger after Ashoka. If Mauryan Empire declined after death of Ashoka, what does it infer? A is the answer. That means yes, his successors lacked his authority and administrative grip. Okay, till Ashoka it was very powerful, managed the entire administration, but after him, yes, the rulers were not that much powerful. That is the reason why it declined. Got the point? Fine.
Gallant IAS, chasing your passion to ace.